Well, certainly. I don't know where they all come from. One minute there's no one here, and the nenext minute there's about 100 of them. It's great, though, isn't it? They're enjoying it. That's the main thing.
Just explain to us the difference between the junior program in England as compared to our junior program.
Well, it's very little difference, actually. I mean, I'm a great believer that at this age, all you should do is things that they enjoy. I mean, if they're enjoying it, invariably they're going to enjoy their football, and I think they got a chance of going on to further things, probably at youth level. But if you kill their interest now and force them to do things that they don't like doing, I think that you could lose them forever, and you don't want to do that.
Mike, is there a perfect age for a kid to start? Can he start too young?
They can't start too young, providing they're enjoying it. And everything that I do with them, I want them to enjoy. You know, and I think that's very important, because if they enjoy it at this age, they'll go on enjoying it when they're 15, 16.
Mike, getting back to the game last Saturday, you took a little while to settle in. How do you think the team went?
I thought on chances. I thought that we deserved to win it. We didn't really play well. Unfortunately, I got pulled a lot deeper than I wanted to, but that was, I mean, you do things for the team at times that you don't really want to do, but it was important that we didn't get beaten. Unfortunately, we didn't win. That was a shame, because it was a good crowd, and you know, we could have done a bit more for the supporters, really.
One type of stereo AM system was demonstrated in Newcastle today by the Harris Company. This encoder has already been ordered by 2NX and 2KO. 2HD is considering the options, but it has the problem of replacing its transmitter, which the other two stations have done already. The Harris system enables stereo broadcasts without using any more of the frequency spectrum than the station does already. For the technically minded, a left plus right or mono signal is modulated in the normal way. So your normal AM radio receiver will continue to operate unaffected. However, for stereo, a left minus right or different signal is also amplitude modulated. The sidebands are extracted and added out of phase to the original sidebands. When a pilot tone is added to alert the receiver, hey presto, stereo. The place where the chain is being dragged is in the availability of stereo receivers. All stations have for some time been replacing worn studio equipment with dual channel gear. Mr. John McGann, General Manager of 2NX, is optimistic of stereo AM before the end of the year. Mr. McGann says the advantage over FM is that AM penetrates into every nook and cranny.
And now for the first time, AM existing broadcasters will have the opportunity to provide a better sound, quality of sound to our listeners.
Will people need new receivers, and will old receivers be obsolete?
Both. You'll be able to purchase new equipment, and you'll be able to modify your existing equipment to receive AM stereo.
But if you don't, it'll still come through the same?
It will. You will still be able to receive the current AM mono radio broadcasts.
And when's it all likely to happen as far as you're concerned?
Well, we envisage that because of the Federation's activity in this area, hopefully it will be introduced approximately 6 weeks before Christmas.
The Royal Motor Yacht Club has been hosting speedboat championships on the Queen's birthday weekend for more than 30 years. But this year's event, with more than 70 boats taking part, has attracted a record number of entries. Thrill seekers have come from many parts of the state to compete for $8,000 in prize money. The pace of today's handicap trials was comparatively slow, but spectators can expect some action when the championship rounds are run tomorrow and on Monday. Some of the boats taking part are capable of speeds exceeding 180 kilometres an hour. The round robin is not fiercely competitive, but rather more of a social event. The format enables children of all ages and abilities to participate without being eliminated if they happen to lose a set. Today the girls played singles and the boys doubles. That will be reversed tomorrow. The round robin will conclude with knockout finals on Monday. There are trophies for the champion girl and boy and prizes for the doubles winners. The round robin was organised by the Lake Macquarie Tennis Club but has attracted participants from all over the Hunter region and from as far afield as Sydney and the Central Coast.
Senator Bonner arrived at Terrigal today after attending the Liberal Party conference in his home state of Queensland. But this time he was merely an observer after years of participation. His resignation from the party came in the wake of his being dropped from first to third place on the Senate ticket in the run-up to the federal elections earlier this year. Today was the first time he had spoken in detail about the incident. So what does the future hold for Mr Bonner, and how does he see his role as an independent senator?
Well, not a great deal different to what it was before, except that I will now be free of party sort of so-called discipline and not responsible to any group of people. What I say now, I can say quite freely and openly, much more than I did before, although some of my outspokenness was responsible for what happened to me.
You've said that the Liberal Party in Queensland is muddled and arrogant. What did you mean by that?
It was in reference to the manner in which the pre-selection council was held, arrogant in the sense that they called a pre-selection council which was not in conformity with the Constitution. They have not been prepared to listen to the grassroots levels of the party. It's just been a group of power brokers at the top hierarchy of the party who are making all of the decisions.
The fireworks got underway at 5:30, but entertainment at the ISC began much earlier. This afternoon, early birds were treated to an under-7 soccer challenge and a display by RAAF guard dogs. Then the moment everyone had been waiting for finally arrived. It was time for the fireworks. The Queen's birthday celebration was organised by the Jesmond Lions Club and the Newcastle Herald. Proceeds will go to the Salvation Army's Unemployment Relief Division. These spectacular fireworks are the work of a world-renowned pyrotechnics company, Howard & Sons of Sydney. The company, which has been in the fireworks business for 70 years, has presented displays in Disneyland and Hong Kong. Their work is nothing short of spectacular.
What about over in the corner there? This is the mother elephant washing the baby elephant.
Australia's last-ditch battle comes after a loss today against the West Indies, which means that Australia has slipped one game behind India. India today defeated Zimbabwe at Tunbridge Wells. However, Australia has a superior run rate to India, and a win tomorrow will ensure a semi-final berth. In the match against the West Indies at Lord's, Australia went down by 7 wickets, but not before a large crowd saw some sparkling cricket from both teams. Australia, who had lost the wickets of Chappell and Wood for 37, recovered with a partnership between captain Kim Hughes, who top scored with 69, and David Hooks, who made a very aggressive 56. After they had gone, Yallop and Marsh put on 70 for the 6th wicket, with Yallop again finishing undefeated on 52, leaving Australia with a final score of 6 for 273. On a beautiful batting wicket, the West Indies always look to have the Australian total well in hand. The star was once again West Indies master batsman Viv Richards, who made an unbeaten 95 and was given the Man of the Match award. The Australian bowling lacked zip with the unavailability of Jeff Lawson, who was expected to return to the side for the match against India. Best of the Australian bowlers was Rodney Hogg, who had opener Gordon Greenwich caught by Kim Hughes at 90. After a brief innings by Gomes, Clive Lloyd came in to strike the winning boundary off Trevor Chappell with only 13 deliveries to spare.
And although they would probably feel right at home on Amaroo Raceway, many of them are only 7 years old. Until recently, this minibike meet would have been illegal, but now the younger children can compete alongside their older brothers and sisters. This meeting at Ballakura Junior Raceway near Raymond Terrace was the first one in the state under the new laws. Each rider has a licence and is a member of an authorised club. And as you can see, despite the fact that many of the bikes dwarf their riders, all the youngsters have a determination far beyond their years. The accident happened about 7 o'clock this morning near the Burrell turn-off on the Pacific Highway. Police believe the combination of fog and the slippery road surface caused the accident. They say the VW car, which was heading north, spun out of control into the path of the oncoming tourist bus. The bus, which was en route from Brisbane to Sydney for a 5-day tour, ran off the road and careered into a tree. 15 patients were taken to Bulahdelah Hospital and later transferred to Royal Newcastle, the Mater and Wallsend hospitals. 2 of the patients are reported to be in a serious condition. 3 rescue units from Port Stephens, Bulahdelah and Newcastle worked feverishly to free the trapped, and ambulances from as far afield as Dungog and Newcastle conveyed the injured to hospital. Police say the driver of the car, a 36-year-old man from Darlinghurst, was killed instantly. His name has not yet been released. It's been proposed that Bulahdelah Hospital should be downgraded and its initial emergency care ward should be taken away. 15 people were taken there today, and the locals say this emphasises the need for such a ward in this area.
Thanks, John. Good morning. Quite a mild morning after those strong winds last night. Nice and clear skies. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Waves for the border rider, however, quite small. Winds are going to remain westerly for the next couple of days or so due to the pressure systems moving across Australia. Winds are quite light at the moment and conditions are nice and glassy. Waves are around 1 metre at all of the open beaches. Unfortunately, the tide's just a little low at the moment and most of the waves are closing out. Conditions will improve over the next 2 or 3 hours. I'm afraid the swell's a little bit too small to cope with full high tide, so the best waves will be found during the morning and then later this afternoon. As far as the swimmers are concerned, all of our city beaches are quite safe. And now the weather, and the forecast reads mild to rather warm day with lengthy sunny periods. Northwest to westerly winds at 15 to 25 knots and gusty, that's 30 to 50 kilometres per hour. Moderate seas offshore on a low swell. Newcastle expecting a top today of 21 degrees and Scone expecting 20. High tide will be at 11:52 this morning, 1.3 metres. The following low tide at 13 minutes past 5 this afternoon, 0.7 of a metre. And the outlook for Friday, dry with gusty northwest to westerly winds. Well, that's the story this morning. A much milder day coming up for Newcastle, a top of 21 degrees. It sounds great at this stage. Still offshore winds for the board riders. The swell quite small, waves around 1 metre at all of the open beaches. Have a great day whatever you're doing. Back again tomorrow morning.